Welcome back to the neighborhood, boys and girls. We have another special guest here for you. One of our awesome employees here at the office, Natalie Hart. She's back for a second trip at Envoy Mortgage. And we're going to have to talk to her. Go up to the neighborhood.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Awesome.
Am I the first woman in the neighborhood yet?
I think you're the first. No, you're not, because we had a former client, Stephanie Booker, on last week.
Okay.
We had another woman, but that was just like a rough one. That wasn't actually for the thing, but Stephanie was actually here. Okay. You're the first female employee that we have.
All right, here. Perfect.
So that's perfect.
And was I the first female employee loan officer hired here?
You're gonna make me think right now. I'm putting my
Sorry, you
spot.
should be answering the questions, not me.
I think so. I think you were the first female. Well, you were hired simultaneously with Sarah, and she was also a loan officer. So we co-habitually hire female loan officers. So you are new to the mortgage industry, or newer to the mortgage industry.
Yes.
Tell everybody how you've transitioned from a role dealing with the public as a bartender to now dealing with the public as a loan officer, and how that's affected you and how you're taking it.
So it was a big adjustment, I would say, because I'm used to face-to-face interaction. Like I would see at the bar, hundreds of people in a week time, and then to go from that to like nothing and then being over the phone, it's definitely a different transition as far as that goes. But it's still kind of the same. You're still connecting with people, you're still building relationships and building rapport and trust, and so it's just a little bit of a different kind of a vibe, just because you can't look at somebody in the face, and I'm big on eye contact, so like I do miss that.
Sure.
Because I feel like you can connect more with somebody, or it's just easier to pull the conversation when you're kind of sitting down with somebody. So I would say that's probably like the biggest, part of it.
And so far, what has been your favorite part of the job?
Going to closings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just, kind of like getting that clear to close, and then being able to like tell the clients like, look, we're good to go. Like you tell them they're approved with conditions, they don't really get that. They still stress out. They don't really understand like, but once you say, look, we're at the home stretch, we got the clear to close, you're good to go, you're going to be moving in the house, and then all that kind of stress kind of like just comes off their plate, and you kind of get to be a part of that. It's like, it's really rewarding. So yeah.
For sure. So what was one thing that you thought about the industry before you got into it that now you don't believe anymore, or you were afraid of that now you're not afraid of anymore?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I was not expecting, and maybe it's because it's here, but I was kind of expecting it to be very cutthroat. Like I was expecting for like you go into an office and like everybody's like, no, that's my realtor. Yeah, exactly. That's my realtor. Stay away. Or like it was very territorial. Like, oh, you're looking for realtors at this office. Wait a minute, I look for realtors at that office. But and I'm not saying that it's not like that at some other places, because I've heard stories where different mortgage companies are very cutthroat. But here it's more of like, we're like a family, and like we grow and learn off of each other's experiences. We help each other out, especially if we've gone through a certain circumstance. And, I feel like it's very interactive and everybody's just willing to help versus, like being like, nope, I don't want to help you succeed because then that'll impede my success. It's not like that at all. Everybody wants to see everybody kind of build and grow and do well, and everybody's equally as excited when you have a closing or a new a new loan come in or submission or something. So I think that would probably be my biggest misconception, because I thought it was going to be very like territorial and cutthroat,
Nice.
and it hasn't been, which is really refreshing.
Nice. And you and your family have participated with Second Saturday with Envoy, and we've had some fun. So kind of tell everybody that's out there what you like about Second Saturday, and how that kind of grew on you as an option.
Yeah, so I mean, I've always kind of wanted to do something to give back, just never really knew how to facilitate that, and that's probably an excuse, because I'm sure I could have done it myself, but it was nice that you kind of took the guesswork out and picked the activity, or went with a realtor suggestion based on what, they were really passionate about. I know we missed a couple because of scheduling conflicts, because my kids play a lot of sports and stuff, and that obviously takes, most of our weekends. But we were, lucky enough to go clean up the park in Philly. And it was nice to be able to, like, my kids looked forward to it. Like, they were like, when are we going? And then now it's like, when's the second Saturday? What's the next one set up? Like, we have, the shirts, the second Saturday shirts that, like, actually, literally 2 nights ago, my daughter was like, look what shirt I'm in. She, like, wore it to bed the other night. And, so, but that, that was really nice that it was not only could we give back, but it was a way that, I could teach my kids, what that's like and how that feels to kind of, be able to be a part of something bigger than, doing something for others, and the fact that they loved it and embraced it and couldn't wait to do it again just made it that much more, special.
And, you got a big family. How are you finding the ability or the time to juggle Natalie the mom versus Natalie the loan officer? For people out there that are kind of, looking to get into that.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a struggle for me at first, just because I was so used to working nights. I've worked nights for 20 years. So to go from a night job to a day job, and, I was there for my kids for all their milestones, all their things that they had. So it was definitely a big transition to be able to, like, work during the day. I would say if I didn't have my husband to help out, he took on, like, a lot more responsibility with helping me get dinner started, because if I'm here later at night, or a lot of times the kids know, like, even sometimes when I get home from work, I'm not done work, so then I might go up to my office and, like, make phone calls, might have to talk to a client, might have to talk to a realtor or something like that, but everybody kind of knows that, this is mommy's new career and that they want to see me succeed. So they all kind of, like, know their role. And it's nice that they're old enough to kind of be able to understand that. Because if they were 3 and 4, they definitely wouldn't get it. But yeah, that's kind of, how we've been able to adjust, and that's one of the big reasons why I did want to get out of the bar business, because I did miss out on a lot of, like, my kids' things that they would do after school, because 4 nights a week I was at the bar. So I didn't get to go to school plays and things like that unless I got coverage at work, and that wasn't always a possibility. So this was nice transition, because I could have more of a work-life balance,
Nice. And, okay, so let's say you're a realtor and you're watching Mr. Mortgage's Neighborhood. Why should they give Natalie Hart a call and trust you with their client's future home purchase?
I mean, I don't want to brag, but no, I'll
brag
a little bit. No, I think because being in the service industry for as long as I have, obviously behind the bar selling a different product, but still selling myself at the end of the day and giving great customer service. Being able to relate to a client, being able to read what their needs are, and being able to cater to them in that way. I feel like, you're building relationships not only with the realtors, but these clients are trusting you with the biggest purchase that they're ever going to make in their entire life. So you have to build that trust right off the bat, and just kind of saying, like, hey, what's your credit score? What's this? What's that? And being very, like, militant. Like, I try to find some kind of common ground. I try to, like, make it more personalized, tell them about my family, make them feel a little bit more comfortable, and then just kind of guide them through the whole process. I almost over-explain a lot of stuff. But I know that when I got into this business, there was a lot of stuff that I didn't know. Even as a homeowner, I didn't know. I didn't even know what mortgage insurance was, and like I didn't know how to explain that to a client. But now I do, and I feel like I'm very transparent. I like to set expectations right from the gate, and I like to explain the whole process from start to finish, so that they know exactly what they're getting themselves into. And I feel like it takes that stress and a little bit of that anxiety off their plate if I kind of, like, let them know every little step that they're going to kind of come across throughout the whole process and the transaction. Now, obviously, we can't foresee everything.
Come on.
That is going to happen
that we don't know about.
Every once in a while,
you get blindsided.
You might get blindsided by a septic tank, that you didn't know about until you were 21 days into the contract. Right. These things happen. So.
We have somebody that got $100,000 in Tanzanian shilling as their
I heard about
as their down payment money.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
I did hear
out
about
of
that.
nowhere. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That's how.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it.
Or you're gonna get a gift check for like 6 different people in the same transaction. Yeah, it's just you never know what's gonna happen.
Always
It's Loans they're like a snowflake, right? Every loan is different.
That's
so
right.
That's what I'm
learning.
learning.
And keeps you on your toes.
Yes.
Makes
absolutely.
the time go by fast. Not a lot of...
And it breaks up the monotony too, because I feel like if you're doing the same thing over and over again, like every loan was the same, you just get stale and be stagnant, you know.
I could use a couple of easy ones.
I agree.
The heart can't take all these crazy.
That's true.
But,
true.
All right, last question, personal question.
Okay.
Tonight you go home, you found out you won $1 million. What's the first thing you're spending money on?
That's a big family vacation.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean.
Where? Come on, you can't just go big family vacation. Where are you going?
God. So we did just get back from Disney, but it was just me and the girls, and the boys didn't get to come with us.
And you were actually there for.
And we were there for we were there for a cheer competition, so we didn't really do Disney the way I would like to do Disney. But I would like to do Disney and then jump on a Disney cruise and then do that and then like maybe see a couple islands.
Okay.
Like make it like a
like a
20.
Way less than $1 million.
Yeah. Oh no, but that you didn't say I was spending $1 million on that. You said what's the first thing I'm doing?
I agree.
Yeah. And then right after that, I'm telling my mom she's quitting her job.
There you go.
Yeah,
Awesome.
for sure, absolutely,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
thank you.
Thanks for coming on
Thank
the
you for
neighborhood.
having me.
Natalie Hart, MLO with Envoy Mortgage, and we'll be back with the next guest.